live in my studio this morning. Good morning, Clifford Alley Cat, and Happy New Year to you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, BareFoot. Good morning, Bahamas.
Alley Cat, Clifford Hepburn. I understand you're the Cat Island fella.
That's right. Born in Cat Island, raised in Cat Island.
All right, so tell me about Clifford Hepburn, who he is, where he's from, what he's done. How did he come about with this song? I think this is your first recording, eh?
It is my first recording, sir.
So talk to me about Clifford Hepburn. Let my listeners know who you are.
Well, my name is Clifford Alley. I was born and grew up in the Bluff, Cat Island. I came to Nassau after leaving school, and I joined the Defense Force for a while. And after an injury on the Defense Force, I started to get into things like music and different things like that. And here I am now with my first release, my first song, We Will Be Alright.
You were on the Defense Force for how many years?
I spent 18 years with the Defense Force.
18 years, and that injury you spoke about resulted in you being in a wheelchair.
That's right, sir.
You want to tell us a little bit about what happened?
Well, it's a story back 20 years ago. I was in a relationship and it didn't work too well, and somebody sought to harm me, and I got shot, and I'm now confined to a wheelchair.
Man, that's sad, man. We empathize with you on that. Certainly hope you're doing well. You're obviously moving around with the assistance of your brother. Who's your brother?
Christopher Roll.
Christopher Roll. Okay. Alley Cat. You got into music as a result of your injury. You gave yourself this name, Alley Cat. What's Alley Cat all about?
Well, Alley Cat was a name that came about from the Defense Force.
Mm-hmm.
One of my instructors, Mr. Luke Bettle, said that I would get into situations and get out, and the name Alley Cat came out.
I see. Your agility, I imagine, eh?
I think so.
Okay. Now, how long ago did you get into music and music production?
Well, I was writing for quite a while, and I grew up in the Bluff where some of the older persons was doing Rake and Scrape from long time.
Who's some of those people?
Well, my granddaddy Elisha Hepburn and Luda McKenzie and Ronald Johnson and John Wilson and Emmanuel McKenzie. A lot of persons was into Rake and Scrape at the time when I was growing up.
What is it about Cat Island that has produced all these cultural legends? Phil Stubbs, Exhumany Overman, Ezra Hepburn, the Region Bells, the BBC singers. I mean, you could just name them.
Well, I think from way back, Cat Island having this culture deep in Rake and Scrape, most of the persons who was coming around doing music encouraged the young ones to keep on. So as the older ones pass on, it keep on trickling down to the ones who are left behind. Phil Stubbs, a cousin of mine from Dumfries, Cat Island, was one of the main reasons why I wanted to get back into Rake and Scrape. I started off full-time just in September of last year.
Mm-hmm.
I was writing for a while, but I didn't think much of my music, and then I showed some of my music to my brother, and my brother encouraged me that, man, these songs sound good, why don't try something? And that encouraged me, so I called Mr. Fred Ferguson, and Mr. Fred Ferguson said that I must hook up with Ara Starr.
Yeah.
And Mr. Ara Starr have done tremendous work with me. I didn't know anything about producing and going into the studio and all that, but Ara Starr worked with me, and here I am today, my first song.
You talk about Rake and Scrape, and the Rake and Scrape masters are from Cat Island. You look at Lassie Doe and Bo Hogg and Ophi and all of them. Old Commissioner King, Dommy King.
Yes.
And the masters of Rake and Scrape.
And I know, and every name that you call, I know them personally. And they have done some encouragement to me too to keep on, because there's a time when Rake and Scrape was at its highest, and it's not as high as it is now. But I hope now with new people coming into the act, that Rake and Scrape will move on.
So this song, We Will Be Alright. What's the genesis behind this?
Well, the idea of the song is that there are a lot of things happening in the world today. There are a lot of things happening in the Bahamas, and the encouragement and the hope is that regardless of what people go through, the hope is that if we press on and we keep on, we will be all right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you believe that. You obviously all right, despite the challenge you faced some years ago.
That's right. I believe that, and now it's catching on. Now, if you would hear people in Cat Island and other persons who know me, and they ask, well, Clifford Alley Cat, or how you doing? You would get a response. We will be all right. So now it's a catch. It's a catch now.
It's definitely a great hook line. We will be all right.
Yes.
It's a great hook line, and it comes back as a recurring chorus line, and it works well in there.
Yes, and as you spoke about my injury, I wouldn't allow it to hold me back. Even with my injury, I feel as though I get along well. I move around. I have everything except mobility to walk, and I have to give God thanks, and the family support and my friends are all with me. So at the end of the day, we will be all right.
We will be all right. Particularly at the end of this year, getting ready to go into a new year in 2019. We got a long way to go, but we'll be all right.
That's true.
Now, you're recording now. Recording does not bring in a lot of income because of the small market we're in. You're in a wheelchair. How do you support yourself these days?
Well, I get a small stipend from National Insurance. I have a small bar in Cat Island. It's called Big Bang Bar, and besides that, I just get along. Family and friends help me out a lot.
And where's your bar located in the Cat?
My bar is located at Smith's Bay, Cat Island. It's just
okay, that's by the dock, right?
Yes, right from the dock.
Okay. You've also done another song, but you started to talk about your experience in the studio for the first time with Ira Starr, who was one of the local great producers. Tell us about that moment you went in the studio.
Yes, well, the first time I met with Ira Starr, I went in the studio and I told her it was just going to be a small chat and all that to do, and then he was going to tell me a lot about getting into music and how it happens. But what Ira Starr did, Ira Starr saying, "Man, let me hear you." And I wasn't really prepared for it, but I said, "Boy, this is a chance." He said, "Let me hear you." So I started, and when I started, he said, "Boy, that sound good. Hold on." You know, and he got his guitar and he got a drum and he started to put some things on track, and in a small time, when I look, we had something going.
Yeah, we will be all right.
That's right, we'll be all right.
That's the way it happens sometimes, spontaneous.
That's right.
So I imagine then Ira did pretty much all the music for the song.
Yes,
you did the lyrics.
Yes, I did. I wrote the song and I went in the studio and I tried my best to sing the song out, and Ira Starr helped me in every which way because, like I said, it was new to me, and he's the master at it.
So how long did he keep you in there that first time around when you did You'll Be All Right?
Well, the first time I went in there, I think it might have lasted for an hour and a half, but most of that was just getting to know each other and talking and all that to do.
For the actual recording session, how long did that?
Well, after we practiced the song 2 times, on the third time I went there, he said I could go in the studio now, and
you could do the vocals.
Yeah, he put the headphones on, and it was all that.
Good. And how did you feel at the end of that when you realized that thought you had in your mind about We Will Be All Right was now a fully produced song? How did that make you feel?
Oh, that made me feel so well. It made me feel as though, and that's the next thing. I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, and my brother was there with me, and my brother, when I came out of the studio, my brother gave me a thumbs up and say, "Brother, you nailed it." And Ira Starr was right there, and Ira Starr said, "Yes, you nailed it." So right then, I was so happy.
And when you heard it on radio for the first time, what you do?
Well, I stayed up after Mr. Starr called me about around 11 o'clock that night and said that it's going to be on in the morning. I stayed up all night, all night. And then the following morning, I think it was your show. It came on the first time.
Probably would have been Dion, prime time Dion, early in the morning.
Right.
Yeah. And how did that make you feel?
Well,
yourself on the radio.
Yeah, well, I was happy. I was happy a lot. And then what happened is that was a small bit of history to it, because I would have been the first person from my settlement, the Bluff Cat Island, to ever record.
Oh, yeah?
So it was a small history to it that made me feel extra.
All those people from Cat Island who recorded over the years, you were the first one from the Bluff?
Bluff, the first person from the Bluff that ever recorded, yes.
Now, in terms of the Bluff and its physical location on Cat Island, exactly where is it?
The Bluff is north. The Bluff is north. It's a settlement between Bennett Harbor and Gators.
Okay, that's not too far from Dumfries, eh?
No, it's about 9 miles, 8 miles from Dumfries.
Okay. Now, you did another song recently called Come Go With Me to Cat Island. Tell me a little bit about that.
That's right. That song, when I wrote the song "Come Go With Me to Cat Island," I was thinking more of advertisement. I was thinking that if we could get Cat Island advertised around the world, that persons would come. It would help in the tourist area. The tourists would get a hold of the song and know a little bit about the island, and they would want to come to Cat Island. So when I first wrote the song, I thought it was going to be something like an advertisement where I could call the Ministry of Tourism. I could say, "Hey, I got a song that would promote Cat Island and the Bahamas by extension," and that's how it came about. But when I spoke with our store said, "Man, this is more than that, man. This is a big song," and he just gave me the feeling that, go on with it and see how far it will go. This is a song. I brought a copy for you. It's a new song, and I hope that the people would like it.
You brought a copy for us?
I brought a copy for you, sir.
We got it. Here it is.
Have a seat.
Come go with me to Cat Island, just me and you, the most historical island. Columbus sailed there too. I want to show the slave plantation, the boats and railroads too. Come go with me to Cat Island, just me and you. Come go with me to Cat Island, just me and you, the most cultural island. Rake and Scrape lives there too. I'll take you to Mount Alberni, the highest point on view. Come go with me to Cat Island, just me and you. Come Go With Me to Cat Island, the second recording. Now, Ali Cat, tell me something. You talk about Mount Alvernia in this song. Everybody pretty much around the Bahamas know of Mount Alvernia. It's the highest point in the Bahamas. What are some of those other touristic spots in Cat Island that you are aware of that maybe not all of us know?
Well, you could, a lot of islands have blue holes, but Cat Island blue holes are different from most of the other island blue holes. And what we have is we have the only rail track that I know of in the country.
Hold on. Before you go on to the rail tracks, what makes Cat Island blue holes different from the blue holes in the other islands?
Well, most of the blue holes are inland, and the area that where it is, the water is deep, and within those blue holes there are a lot of different marine species that some islands never had.
Mm-hmm. And you were talking about the rail tracks.
Yes.
Where are they actually located?
The rail tracks are in Old Bight, Cat Island. The rail tracks were used way back in the time when there was farming. When Cat Island was producing a lot of farm products, the rail tracks were used to bring the farm products from the eastern or the northeastern side of the island to the southern, to the northwestern side of the island. And those rail tracks remains are still there today. If you were to go to Cat Island and you go in New Bight, it's just in the area where Albert fuel station is. If you go there, you'll see the remains of the old rail tracks. Yeah. Other places in Cat Island that you would want to visit are the small motels and different settlement bars and the regatta site. The cultural village now. If you was to go to Cat Island, you could find some place to go. If you go to the cultural village in New Bight, you could find Pompey, Bohog, and the Rudis. You could find Cedel, and those they're willing to get a drum and an accordion and so on and make some music. They do it.
CL is the gal who's played the drum and
That's right. That's my girl. Yeah.
You're probably sitting under the tree by the bluebird right now having one.
Well, Pumpy might be at the Regatta side by CL's place, CL's restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah.
The pink sand in Cat Island. Which beaches do you find it?
Well, the north side of Cat Island have a lot of this pink coral, and the pink coral is what after the waves, the rough waves would have beat on these pink corals.
Right.
It produces this pink sand,
okay.
and the pink sand from the northeastern side of Cat Island is where the pink sands flow to Eleuthera. So people hear about people in Eleuthera, they talk about Harbor Island having the pink sand, but the pink sand that is in Eleuthera Harbor, it all came from Cat Island. Yeah.
Brother, like you telling that story.
Yeah, but it's a true story.
But the north side of Cat Island, not too many people go to the north side.
No, because the roads to get there are not as conducive as they should be. But in time to come, and then electricity is a problem. If that part of the island had electricity, more people would have built in that area. But because of the lack of electricity in that area, people build more on the next side.
No infrastructure in place.
Right.
Okay, so you've got We'll Be All Right, your first song. You've just done the other song, Come Go With Me to Cat Island, that you just released, eh?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. What's next?
Well, I go in the studio maybe tomorrow. When I leave here, I'll call Mr. Aristo and find out if he have a space for tomorrow. I would like to start off tomorrow with my first time to the studio. I'm gonna do I spoke to him already, and he said that he will really give me an idea of one of the songs, because what happened is that I have about 4 or 5 songs. I haven't chosen which one I would want to do.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be something to do with Cat Island. It's going to be something to do with Cat Island.
It seems that Cat Island is just right above Cat Island. What does make you all so proud of your legacy and your history and your culture, and you all believe you all can brag about Cat Island all the time? That is the cultural bedrock of the Bahamas.
Well, you're so right. What happened is that Cat Island is not only good when it comes to rake and scrape and gospel singing. We have a lot of things, or food, or activities. And
I like the flower cake.
Yeah, my aunt is a special person on the flower cake. Her name is Emma Hepburn. Yeah, she has a special way of doing it, and it's passed on from her mom and her grandmom. It's things in Cat Island like music and food and things like that. They were passed down from the older persons to us.
Yeah. And I imagine that's still happening in Cat Island, unlike other parts of the country where the traditions are being handed down to the new generation.
Yes, that's true. They have school kids in Cat Island now who are scraping the saw and beating the drums almost as good as the adults.
Playing the concertina.
And playing the concertina as well.
Yes.
There's a young girl in North Cat Island, Campbell. She's very good on the concertina.
Yeah, I think they've been having a yearly concertina workshop down there in the summer that's been put on by Diana Hamilton and some other folks.
That's right. I think they went there 2 times, and they met with the school kids, and they have them on board.
Oh, wonderful. So, it's the end of the year. Where are you going? What's happening for you this year? Some people out there you want to say Merry Christmas to, Happy New Year to, blah, 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 blah.
Well, I would love to say Happy New Year to the entire Bahamas and to the people from Cat Island, and especially the people from the Bluff, and all those who've encouraged me to keep on going with my music, and to give me the support, whether it was morally support or financial support, because there are times when persons come and say, you go into the studio, take this $50 with you, this will help you along the way. So I want to say thanks to everybody, and I want to say Happy New Year and prosperous New Year to everybody, and I would hope that a lot of people will love Rake and Scrape, love my music, and support. It's been a problem now with persons buying CDs, because CDs, it's almost outdated, so persons don't buy CDs. So I'm thinking about a performance. Mr. Aristo is going to put on some kind of performance soon, and I'm going to be a part of it.
So how do people access your music? Like you said, the brick and mortar stores are no more. Are your stores, they going to be online? YouTube, Spotify?
Yes, the first song is already on YouTube, and the second song will go on YouTube as soon as I leave the station. And then we have persons on the street who would sell a few CDs. I do it myself. I have some in my backpack as we speak.
Okay.
And that's the way that we do it.
And of course, you want to let people know that despite the challenges they have personally, despite the challenges this country have, all us, we're gonna be all right.
Oh yeah, that is the catch. I want that to be the catch. We're gonna be all right. Despite whatever goes on, we're going to be all right.
All right, Alley Cat, Clifford Hepburn. Good seeing you, good talking to you, good getting to know you.
Thank you, sir.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir, and Happy New Year to you, sir.
All right.